Wake up, everybody. Like always, thank you for tuning in. Javi is coming back for another round of discussions as we touch on football, politics, the current election, Black Lives Matter, and most importantly, mental health. And like always, our affiliates, Buzzsprout. If you're interested in starting a podcast, it is as easy as going to buzzsprout.com and following the instructions. Record your podcast with the equipment that you already have in a quiet space, upload it to Buzzsprout, and they essentially do the rest. Buzzsprout, hands down, one of the easiest vendors I've worked with, getting your podcast out there to all the markets, whether it's Google, Apple, Stitcher, and everywhere else you get your podcasts. And Instacart. Hundreds of grocers waiting for your order online to handpick your items and have them delivered to you as quickly as within an hour. Look up Instacart, follow them in the show notes, let them know that we sent you, and try them out. Today, we're sponsored by Rosie Cooks out of the greater wine country in Northern California. Rosie Cooks, a catering business that was built around one woman's vision and passion for food made with love, flavorful food that you will always remember. Rosie has built her team around individuals with that exact passion. Each individual has been hand-selected to provide that knockout service that Rosie Cooks strives on. Look them up on Instagram, Facebook, or their website. ROSEYCOOKS. From weddings to corporate events, gourmet packaged box lunches, wine pairings, they will do it all. And finally, New Nest Productions, NEWNESSproductions.com. For all your film and photography needs, social media, corporate commercials, weddings, and documentaries. NEWNESSproductions.com. And finally, let's just get on with it.
You take drugs, Danny?
This is ridiculous. It's crazy. I feel like I'm babysitting, except I'm not getting
I've
paid.
heard police work is dangerous.
It is. That's why I carry a big gun.
Aren't you afraid it might go off accidentally?
I used to have that
What
problem.
did you do about it?
I just think about baseball.
Declare.
Whose job is this?
Zed's.
Who's Zed?
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
I gotta go to college. Danny, this isn't Russia.
Disaster of biblical
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
Dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
That's what she said.
No, not at all. Might have to dip a little.
Yeah.
Anyways, what you got? What's your buddy's, first of all, thanks for coming up again.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah,
I can't believe you want me on here twice.
Fuck yeah, dude, man. We had such a good conversation.
We did.
I know Gabby's all, it's not gonna be like 3 hours again, is it?
Is she here?
So I will try. Yeah. So first of all, I've never had anybody bring me a present. I'm excited. I got a peek on that.
So this is from Burning Barrel. Remember I told you New Glory is one of my favorites.
Oh,
but
yeah.
This is actually my favorite beer company up in Sac. This got released last Friday, not this Friday. It's called Squeezing Citrus from Burning Barrel Brewing Company, Rancho Cordova.
Okay.
Duncan is the owner. You know, he works a little bit with the beer. I don't know his brewer's name, but super excellent place when this COVID crap gets done. We'll actually go have some beers there.
What I wanted to start doing was start doing podcasts at breweries.
That'd
Bring
be
the
sick.
mics and my laptop, and then we'll just and we talk with owners and bring them into the conversation type of thing.
I definitely would love to be part of that.
Absolutely. That's why it's called Morning Brew.
So Squeezy Citrus, it's a hazy that you liked last time.
Okay.
So here you go, man.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Well, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Let's crack these. All right, bud.
Cheers.
A little taste on it. Ooh, that is good.
Yeah.
Oh, 9.5.
Yeah, it's a double. Yeah, I think we're gonna have one of these today.
These are big boy drinks.
Yeah.
Welcome
to the big leagues.
Hey, I've been there, man. So when I used to bartend, I would do this, right? I said, this is why I don't drink Coors or like the light beer. And I said, I poured a Coors in a glass, and it's clear, it's yellow, you can see through it. And then I poured about that much of Guinness into a pint, and then filled it up with water. Identical.
Really?
Identical. Try it.
Yeah, I will.
Identical.
I haven't had a Guinness in...
It's yellow. It's so watered down, and I'm like, that's why you have to drink like 12 of them.
Yeah, to even catch
to get
buzz.
the catch of 2 of these. But not only that, there's so much more flavor in these. I mean, with the others, all I taste is carbonation, light hops,
Yeah.
mostly water.
Mostly water.
What's the lightest beer I go is Corona in the summer. Corona's good to have on a beach. Like they market that shit right.
That, and then after a good yard work session, like you're trying not to get too tore up. You guys do yard work and work with heavy machinery like a lawnmower.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Excuse me. So open your box, dude. We talked about this.
All
We talked about
right,
this last time.
You saw my new Tupac?
That's badass. You sent me the picture.
Yellow. Who's this dude? Yes, I have to use this one for this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, bro, thank you.
Yeah.
Woo! Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
That's right. To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
I remember the conversation. So I got online right when we got home and ordered it. Came.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. I was gonna mail it to you, but I was
awesome.
like, no, I want to give it to you.
That's awesome. I know I almost bought the Hobbs one for you. I got to get the Hobbs one because it looks like you. The Hobbs character, literally, he's got like the gun and he's all tan and bald and he's got like
funny.
a little bit of stubble.
That's
I was like,
hysterical.
this looks like Javi. Anyways, okay. That's awesome, man. Thank you.
No, not a problem.
I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Wow, buddy. Dude, that's a fucking night for you. Did you watch that movie?
Yes.
Okay. Did you
Yes.
see the part I was talking about? When you pulled it? I was
Full
like,
magazine. Yeah.
because the whole movie I'm thinking what she's thinking and then she does it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she does, like when that dude starts talking in the car, I'm all, oh, so he's in on it, and she's all,
Yeah. Oh, she was badass. She was she
What-
made the movie definitely.
all right. So The Hunt, what'd you think?
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. It at first when I first started seeing it, I was like, oh man, it's a spin-off. There's been a couple of movies, where you drop them off at a deserted island, or the one with Ice-T back in the day.
Yeah, remember that one?
Yeah, where they're homeless.
What was that? Where they pick
homeless
him up?
bums.
Yeah, he picks him up. And he's homeless.
And they gotta fight their way through it. Then they get money or whatever, get their life.
What was the name of that movie?
Oh, I can't
That's gonna
remember.
bug me. I know it.
Dude, I can text somebody and he'll tell me exactly what that movie is. My buddy G is like a movie thesaurus. Like, I can't even explain.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. So and then starts getting into it. I'm like, okay. And it's weird, open that crate, the pig comes out. I'm like, well, but you kind of get all like the hidden messages behind it as the movie goes.
All the political.
Yeah, all political
innuendos.
But then it's funny how it's the liberals that are doing the hunt of the people that have, the
deplorables.
the deplorables, the mainstream,
Well,
that are
most
up
of
there.
those celebrities are actually, they lean more Republican.
Oh, are they really?
I'm serious.
Yeah.
A lot of those dudes and a lot of those people get kind of what they say, the brown list in Hollywood, where they kind of like push them off to the side.
Okay.
So I found that kind of interesting. Like that one dude that played in Remember the Titans, the big dude, Gary.
That's Randy from My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
Love that
He's
show.
also on that super conservative show on Netflix, The Ranch, with Sam Elliott and Ashton
I've never
Kutcher.
seen that. Yeah, I gotta watch
And
it.
he's way more conservative. So, anyways, all those actors are fairly conservative. So I found that kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Which makes sense for Hillary Swank too.
Yeah,
Because you haven't
she's
seen her
big time.
much.
Yeah. I know she speaks out a lot and speaks out for right. What'd you think of Trump's speech the other day?
I didn't watch it yet. I don't
Okay.
ever watch them live.
Okay.
I watch them when I get the chance to be fully engaged.
Yeah.
And I watch everything. I
Okay.
get kind of the general consensus.
All right. So I watched
Consensus?
it. It was on in the
Consensus?
consensus. I watched it, not giving it my full attention, but towards the end I gave it my full attention. Like the last maybe, 30 minutes of it, 40 minutes of it. One of the best speeches I've ever heard.
Yeah?
Yeah, he actually did a good job. Nancy likes watching him because he likes the way he says things, like when he says China, and stuff like
He's
that.
being sarcastic.
Yeah,
He's getting a point across.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the point is, know what I'm saying. Know what I mean, not what I say.
Yeah, and the thing of it is like when there's a part where he keeps saying, when I told you 4 years ago I was gonna do this, I did it. I told you 4 years ago I was gonna do this, I did it. And he goes on like this huge list, and it's like, you're 100% correct, sir. Like, yeah, you did, you have,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
I
has
have
all of it been
sometimes-
for the positive? As much as I like the guy, I'm going to say no. But, I don't know. Different people feel differently about this. He's brought America back to being that force in the world, which we lost we lost our way. There's a reason why we have what we have here, and a reason why this country is as great as it is, and it's because we've always been the force, the elite. And I think for a little while there, we were just kind of bending over and taking it and trying to help everybody else, which is cool, help everybody else. But at the same time,
For about 8 years we were.
yeah, and at the same time though, we need to get that back too.
Yeah, I mean, no country's without its flaws, and we have our flaws. But I think this one got away from us. We see it a lot in like the movie what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We see a lot of like making fun of people that just can't man up and like, look, it is what it is. It's a harsh world. You know, like if you go to war, it's harsh. It's not what you see in movies all the time. It's not like that's just kind of exploited and fluffed for entertainment wise. They don't show you the real nasty nitty gritty the day in day out type of stuff.
Well, that's what I think like Antifa and these, not so much the actual BLM people, but all these guys doing the riots and this group of them doing the riots and stuff like that. They're realizing that getting punched hurts really bad. You know what I mean? And it's not a video game, and it's not you're not yelling at somebody on a keyboard. That when you're face to face with somebody and you're threatening them, that the consequences that you're going to get is really very painful.
What are your thoughts on this kid that you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I'm really mixed about it. I'm really like, this is the most mixed I think I've ever felt, but I want to hear what you think.
Okay, well, he did good. He was defending himself. He was by himself. The guy was trying to. They don't show the first part when he killed the first guy, the one that was a pedophile. So the one that I think that's where the video starts.
The white dude that kept
that was saying
yelling the N-word.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
What's cracking me up? There's black people right there. I was like, does this guy have
you
like a
guys aren't
special
gonna
pass?
say anything
Yeah,
about
like
this?
ooh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was watching. Cause I've watched like probably about 10 different videos on it,
Nice.
and the one I think I sent you is the more in depth one that I've seen that actually has everything put together.
Yeah, that was Gabby and I watched it, and it was like,
yeah. So I don't know what happened, what led to that situation to where he's like, he shot him in the face or something like that, and then but the other one, in my opinion, was justified. He was on the ground. He was trying to leave. You know, he was like, okay, cool, I'm out of here.
him.
Yeah, then one dude charged him, the other dude went to try to do a flying skateboard to the head and hit him, and he just got up and did what he knew how to do. You know, you're faced with multiple attacks, combatants. You know, yeah, you probably get him up and get that point across, but I think he did what he was trained to do, or he trained to do or practiced to do, and I mean, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a long journey for him in his court battle.
How old was he?
17.
Yeah,
17.
That's not enough training.
Well, some of these kids grow up doing that. You know
I
what
know.
mean? Some of these kids grow up doing that, and he wasn't there. Just from, I'm only speaking from what I've seen. It doesn't seem like he was really there to start.
I get it. I saw a lot of immaturity though towards the end of that video as far as footwork and training goes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he was. And then he still.
Do you ever turn your back to a crowd?
That's exactly what I was going to say. He gave his back to the crowd, and even when the police were there, he turned around, raised his arms.
Yeah.
But he was still turning his back to them.
Do you ever take your eyes off the threat?
No. It's like, yeah, to me, I'll never, unless my feet won't allow me to stand anymore, go to the ground. You know what I mean? It's unless I'm on top.
Yeah.
Good
You
luck
punch
getting me
forward
off.
and you backpedal.
Yeah.
And you keep your sights up.
Exactly.
Somebody charges, that's where the barrel goes.
Exactly.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, you close that distance to charge the threat.
Because you turn your back. I mean, that's a natural predator knowledge. I mean, we learned this shit in like kindergarten and first grade when we watched the National Geographic films.
Exactly.
I mean, the moment the animal runs, what happens? The predator chases.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you stand your ground, he thinks about it twice.
What do they say to do when a bear is like
stand
you
tall.
You stand. You don't charge. You stand.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I did that in Tahoe.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, it was scary.
Bears are fucking scary,
Yeah,
bro.
they are. Because they look so cuddly and nice, and
They get big real quick.
super big.
And they are.
And he stood up too.
You think you can run?
I can't run. I'm a fat kid. I can't run. I can run from here to maybe the end of your driveway, which isn't very long at all, and then we're gonna be hurting.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Well, so this dude, here's my thoughts. Okay, that is where I'm mixed up. Oh, okay, I'm gonna say that. On one side, here's your arguments. On one side, dude crossed state lines with a rifle. That's a big no-no. Big no-no. Secondly, 17 years old, going in a crowd. I get that when the opening of the video, he was trying to help. And I get that, and that's great. But I think if you're going to do that, you need to go, especially in a crowd like this, you need to be going into like a platoon, a squadron, or you need to be having backup and knowing you got each other's backs and you're a force, not an individual threat.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to end well. And it didn't. It didn't end well for him, and it didn't end well for the others. So there's the leftist argument. Here's my right argument. We're literally watching, and I'm getting real sick of this. I actually got into an online stupid argument with this dude, and he's like, he was justifying the protests and damning our president for calling them rioters and looters, and he's like, we had a protest on our street, and it was nothing but peaceful. So I looked at him, I clicked on his Facebook thing, and I'm like, bro, you live in a town with a population of like 3,000, like max. You live in this bumfuck town that nobody visits to. I know because I've seen it. I've been there. My parents live right there. And if anything goes down, it's a very conservative town. It's going to be very short-lived. And it was like, so you're really comparing your tiny little dinky country town to a major metropolitan or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Metropolitan.
Metropolitan or Portland or Minneapolis. Are you really comparing it? Seriously, because, anyways, so
funny.
Here's my right argument. At what point do we realize this is a civil war in the streets, and they're starting at our major buildings and burning nightly? The Democratic leaders that have taken control of these cities are reluctant to do anything because it shows siding force with the right Republican or conservative side, because that's what they're saying is you need to show force and handle these people, and they're reluctant to do so over fucking politics. So people's businesses, homes, and everything are being destroyed. People that are eating are being screamed at and demanded that they raise a fist. So we just put up with this, right? For how long? And at what point? And now you saw that one dude in Shasta, right? The Shasta County address.
Awesome.
He said that, and then the next week, this kid goes out. There are going to be more. This is the start of it.
That's the beginning. I don't know if you follow on Instagram Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. He's a Marine, Cuban, born Cuban, came here the right way and all that good stuff, and then became a Marine, super patriotic, loves his country and everything that's offered him and his family. I can relate to that. And so he goes on this like big tangent about all the different stuff. And he's always saying he's got a group of like patriots that are trying to form, and they're going to cities and they're like, hey, just put the word out. We'll be there. We'll be at whatever in Wisconsin. We'll be there. And these are all like ex-military or former military, and they're ready to go. Like they're people like you used to read the comments. I think on one of them there was like 680 comments, and I started scrolling through it just because I wanted to see what it said, and pretty much all of them say the word "we're from here," say the word "we're from here," say the word "we're from here," call me brother, we're from here. And they're ready to go. It's the Civil War is. I think it's already happening. Shots have been fired already. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. This is the first blood type of deal.
We're literally like I keep telling you, it's going to get a whole lot worse for you.
That's what I mean too. We're going to start seeing a lot more rifles in the streets and on both sides.
Yeah, and I really think once Trump gets elected again, it's going to be gloves off.
Well, unless something major happens.
Yeah. And it might happen before then. You know what I mean?
But anyways, my argument was, at what point do you not feel like the war is on our home turf? If you're not going to be doing it, if you're going to be leashed, then this dog's going to come off his leash. You know, like, at what point do you, as a civilian, go, this is our home turf that's being destroyed. It's absolutely not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. We'll reform. We'll do something. Let's do that. Let's not destroy. Let's not pull it. You know, let's not make other people pay. Like the destruction, they were saying, like 10 black-owned businesses destroyed. What did you teach them?
It's not. And if
now
you watch,
they're against you.
Yeah, and if you watch a lot of the videos, the actual people that really believe in the Black Lives Matter cause, that really believe in the injustice, they're telling these guys. And if you see a lot of those people, they're not even black.
Mm-hmm.
They're telling them, hey, dude, don't do that. There's one video where these two girls, one looked like she was a Mexican girl, the other one was like an Asian girl. They're spray painting a building with Black Lives Matters, and this group of
yeah, I saw that one.
BLM like,
Starbucks.
hey, stop. That's right. It was Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? That's not what we're about. Like,
But
we're here to give out
bringing
information.
out the evil seeds is what it's doing.
It is, man.
It's giving people like that one dude we were just talking about, where he was just saying the N word over and over. He's like, yeah. It's like, that's who's out right now.
Yeah.
That's who's out. Because once those shots are fired, people that might have daughters or sons that were out there and protesting, and, you know, for it, their asses are staying home now. Now, the only ones left out are probably going to be the ones
the
really
troublemakers.
starting shit.
Yeah.
Because this is their time. This is the way they look at it. This is their time to rise right now.
You know, you ever heard like that analogy, like a drop? I'm going to say it wrong because I don't. A drop into a river causes the waves, the ripple effect, and all of a sudden it becomes a wave somewhere down the road, right? Dirty cops, bad cops, cops that have anger issues. The drops, right, caused this ripple, caused this wave, and it's diluted what police should be standing for, diluted what reason I came into law enforcement. You know what I mean? It's diluted a lot of that. Same thing's happening on the left side over here, and where these guys really want to make a change and really want to like get the awareness out there. But now it's not even a drop; it's like raining. You know what I mean? It's causing.
But that's
a big
also
wave.
media.
And it's the media.
You know, that's what it's very much the media. It's very much the media pushing that agenda. I'm really honestly, it's like when that little 5-year-old, we talked about this, when he was shot, hardly anything was said, and then the left argument was his killer was arrested right away, so go ahead and calm down. Okay. Well, the Jacob kid that just got shot in the back, his killer was arrested right away. But here we are, NBA's boycotting a few games. Here we are, everybody's doing their thing. 39 kids found in Georgia. 39 kids. That's 2 fucking classrooms, people. 2 classrooms full of children found in a trailer park with 9 people in charge of kidnapping these kids.
Nope.
You just told me about the incident your daughter went through where she could have been one of them. That's what was my thought. The moment you said that was she's alone, and they're gonna trailer.
And that's why. Sorry, I'm gonna get emotional, dude.
No,
but
dude, I was getting worked up. That's why I was like, "You call me."
That's why. And that's why it's super important that you have these weird conversations. That I know my kids, when I'm telling them this, hey, this is what happens in this situation. You need to act like this. This situation. I know that they're listening to me because they have that respect. But at the same time, they're like, Dad, oh my God.
But when they go through
but then they go through it, and Des reacted 100%.
Because you went through
awesome.
Because you,
yeah.
There's that training.
That's why I told her, kid, I am super proud of you, man. I am, Desiree. I'm super proud of you the way you reacted to it. She killed it. Even the cops told her, you did perfect. Yeah. You know, next time go to the police station. Drive to the police station.
Most girls wouldn't have even recognized that somebody was following.
No, most girls would have.
Was it nighttime?
It was.
Oh, that's right.
Midnight.
It was. You said it was 11, like super late.
Yeah.
Most girls wouldn't recognize they're being followed because they're either too busy responding to posts or they're, you know what I mean? They're in this other world.
Yeah. It's.
You don't have to be like on edge all the time, but be aware.
Be aware, and dude, it's just like yesterday could have been so much worse. Like so much worse. You know the.
Imagine if you were at work.
Yeah, I literally was thinking that in the shower this morning. Imagine if I was at work and I couldn't be there. Imagine if I Saturday nights, I didn't drink at all yesterday. So imagine if I got home and started drinking. You know what I mean? Barbecuing and drinking, and was too drunk to get up. You know what I mean? Stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? I normally have
There's a lot of ways that could have gone south.
There's
a lot of ways, and this is, and like you said, this is why we talk about it. So if your daughter is listening, here's another easy way that could have gone south. People do make this simple mistake. They don't fill up their gas tank all the time, or they leave it riding on a quarter of a tank. Imagine if she was less than a quarter of a tank.
So
imagine if her gas light was on.
Nancy,
then what does she do?
Is horrible about gases, right? I've always preached my girls. You start reaching that quarter tank, you stop and you fill up. You stop and you fill up. Desiree is above and beyond anal about her gas tank. She usually fills up at half a tank. So I don't worry about that. But yeah, no, 100%.
But if it helps anybody,
that's
you know
what I tell her.
Wildfires.
Yeah.
What happens if you
never know?
We'll get gas tomorrow?
Yeah,
no,
you never
take
know.
the 10 minutes and get it now.
Never know. You never know when you got to get in your car. You never know.
Not until you've been evacuated.
Yeah. Have your cell phone charged all the time.
Yep.
Have your cell phone charged all the time. You never know. You know, like we're the rolling blackouts right now.
Well, that's why I was saying do the live thing. If at all else, do live, because if you get taken, if you get whatever, it's live, and now everybody can see indicators where you were taken, where you were driving from, which direction you were driving from. Were there security cameras coming from that direction? Can they get a plate? Can they get a face? You know, that's why it's important. It may not rescue you in the moment, but it will rescue you later.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, type of deal. But 39 fucking kids.
39 kids, and hardly a word about it.
No, we have to pass it around.
Yeah.
We have to pass it around. We have to do the media's job. We have to do a journalist's job. If any journalists actually want to do their job and like honor the title of journalism, by all means start.
Yeah.
Because 39 fucking kids is national news. I'm sorry. 2 classrooms of children. Yeah. That's 39 families that have been looking for their kids. Yeah. We hear nothing about it until they're found. And this is the why I think, and maybe this was God, divine intervention, or the universe, or whatever, keeping me from being a cop, because I don't have that composure. That what keeps us great and in check is that we have our due process, but at the same time, how do you not take all 9 of those individuals as fathers or as anybody, as a good human being, take them out back and line them up?
Oh no, 100%.
Line them up. Everybody's got 1 round, right? They only need 9 of us.
It's no, I'm not commenting because I have my,
How do you not do that? Oh, I couldn't. If I found some shit like that, you watch that movie End of Watch?
Yes.
That when they find that kid duct taped in the closet, I couldn't. My body cam footage would incriminate me all day. I would be a good cop in the 70s, but I could not, when putting him in the car, be like, oops, just
it's
because there's no fixing that.
No, there's no fixing that. But at the same time, when you put that badge on, you take the oath.
That's what I mean.
Take the oath, man, and you reacting that way and being that way, you're not making the situation any better. I mean, you are, obviously, because we're wiping out scum, right? But at the same time, now you're on his level. Now you're on, and don't get me wrong, to me, anything that deals with kids, hurting kids, pornography, molestation.
How do you do that?
Yeah, to me, that's out of this world, man.
Did you see that one raid video from a year ago? I think I sent it to you or posted it.
Might have.
I think I sent it to you. I don't think you said anything. They literally, it's body cam footage of the unit breaking into the hotel, getting a 9-year-old girl out of the sheets.
Yes.
I don't even want to say it's, how do you not go, oh, he had a gun, pop, pop.
But yeah, body cam footage.
I know. That's what I mean.
So now say a unit has 9-10 people on the unit. Not only have you fucked yourself,
I know,
but now you're fucking the livelihood of these 9-10 other people.
But how do you not think, but I saved so many more kids?
You are, because you're putting them in prison and you're hoping that the judge... What happens?
Now we're going to get into mental health.
Yeah, you're hoping that the judge... Hoping. And like this whole new movement of making pedophilia part of the LGBT. And I know that LGBT doesn't want it, the actual... but there's people that want it. It's normal. There's those 4 people, Senate, Congress, whatever they are, or lawmakers from California that want it to be like it's okay. You know, it's okay.
They want to pass a law that if you're within the ages between if you're within the ages of 15 and 25, it's not pedophilia. It's not. It's not.
So I have 2 daughters that are within those ages. One at the higher end of the 25, one in the middle of it. Desiree will be 20 on Monday. That's my baby. Someone attempts to do that to my kids, what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do it on my own. I'm not going to I'm not going to hurt somebody else's...
Let's just say you invite them to try it. It's...
Trust me, you call me up, you say, hey, this happens, I'm going to be there.
Normal.
I'm going to be standing right next to you.
It's not normal.
That's my mindset, though. You know what I mean? We say the only good crime is a crime you do by yourself. You know what I mean? There's also another rule that I've pretty much always lived by. Just growing up in the hood is I can't trust you unless I've seen you commit a felony in front of me. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. You I would never ask you to be in that situation.
Right.
I would do it myself. That way, who I hurt, I'm gonna hurt. I already know what I'm getting into because I know both sides of it. I already know what's gonna happen. Hopefully, the judge has mercy on me, and the being tried by 12 or whatever has mercy on me.
But your daughter's gonna be safe.
My daughter's gonna be safe though, and she'll be able to live a full life. Dude, my kid was traumatized.
That's what we're kind of.
She had to sleep with the lights on yesterday, dude.
See, and there you go. There's that start. There's a start of that mental, because she's going to be on edge.
Absolutely.
At the very least, for the next few months.
Do you know what I did this morning? I knocked on our door, opened the door, and I said, because we talked about TikTok last time I was here, I said, what did I tell her? Traumatic life event, check, you know, that stupid thing.
Yeah.
And she starts cracking up, and I closed the door on her. I could hear her laughing. When I closed the door, I opened the door, she's still laughing. I started laughing. You know, and that's all I could do is to keep myself from crying when I saw her for this morning.
Yeah, humor.
Humor. And you know me, I like to joke around and crack jokes, and as inappropriate as they may be at certain times.
No,
that's my...
Because I know what you're going through.
That's my dealing process. That's how
Back here, he's still there.
Oh, I can still see his face.
He's still out there.
He's right there.
And that's what I mean. So that's part of the mental health.
You know what I did when I woke up at 6:30 this morning? I scanned my cameras to make sure he didn't come back.
I bet you did.
I scanned my cameras to make sure he
I would have done the same fucking thing.
Probably what I'll do tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and I feel
he's not
bad.
coming back. If you had a piece and he saw it, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
That's prey on meek and easy. So that's why I'm not a victim. We were talking about alert or an awareness. My stepfather says this a lot. He has a granddaughter on his side, and he's always trying to kind of push, hey, you got to be in the yellow is what he calls it. You don't have to be in the red all the time.
I got to bring you that book, The Color Codes of Awareness.
Yeah. So, and we talk about that. And I've just always been that way. Ever since, honestly, ever since being arrested, I've been that way. I don't trust anybody. I didn't trust after dealing with a public defender, I was like, the fuck, man? You totally fucking lied. You just... Anyways, I don't trust anybody. That's the way I live my life, is I don't trust anybody. And, until I see your soul, I see you act, I see who you are, and I
think that's why me and you get along so good.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
My one of my favorite lines in the Marvel movies is as Tony Stark. He says, "I don't trust anybody who doesn't have a dark side." So we all have dark sides.
Oh, absolutely.
The people that try to act like they don't, those are the real fucked up.
Those are
people.
The darkest.
Yeah,
the darkest.
Those are the ones that hide it.
Yeah, it's
I don't trust it, and maybe that's why we're looking at this president. He's like, yeah, I know I'm an asshole. I know I'm a dick. I say rude things. So what? I'm here to do a job. I'm getting a point across.
To me, he's not a robot. He's not human, and that's why I gravitate towards that. I'm all about the perfect imperfections. You know what I mean? Having daughters, them wanting to read those fashion magazines and watch those stupid shows on MTV, the house, the whatever, the Real Living or whatever the hell they are, and then
Real World.
now they have the fucking
Pregnant and 16.
Getting Fucked Island and fucking I want to get pregnant by you Island and all this whatever
I don't watch any of it.
stupidity. I don't. Unfortunately, my teenage daughters do, and I sit there and I tell them, you know how dumb this show makes you think?
What is it Bill Burr said? He goes, when I hear people that watch the Kardashians, because I go, why would you do that to your brain?
Exactly. Exactly. I'll walk in the room sometimes and I can hear the dialogue between the Kardashians, and it literally puts me in such a shitty mood that I start yelling like, "What? Turn this crap off!"
That was that Rise, a reality show.
Yeah, that's. I mean, dude, if you really look at the Kardashians, they're nobodies. They're nothing. They got popular off
OJ's defense and Kim taking it in the butt by Ray J.
By Ray J. And her momager, putting that video out there.
Yep.
Her mom's the one that did it.
Yeah, they're sick individuals.
Yeah, that's...
They are sick individuals.
Money. Mm-hmm. Money. You know what I mean? Look at all the men the Kardashians have destroyed. Look at poor Kanye. I'm not a big Kanye West fan, but
Caitlyn.
Yeah,
Jenner.
Caitlyn. Yeah. Oh my God, Caitlyn Jenner. What's that? The Lamar Odom, or not Lamar Odom? Yeah, Lamar Odom, right? Lamar Odom. Then the other kid, the Christian something, upcoming. He was a upcoming basketball player. One of the Kardashians got their claws on him, and he's out of the NBA now.
Oh, that's right, Chris Chrisman or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, awesome baller, dude. And then Kardashians got a hold of him, and he rode the bench for 2 more years. I think he's out of the NBA now. What's that one kid on the Lakers? Young I don't know. I think his name is like Young Kid or Young. I don't know whatever name he's got. Anyway, I don't watch basketball that much anymore.
Are you? Round 2?
Yeah,
today?
I know, man, dude.
I'm putting that shit aside.
But
look, I'm putting that shit aside.
No, and that's so. I just had to cover.
That's the First Amendment, right?
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
That's why we can't argue. That's what I'm saying. It's like I can't fully jump on board with the whole hard right. That's where I differ, and I'm doing it like respectfully. Like I just you can't ask for freedom of speech and then say you can't do that.
See, I'm in the same boat though. Look what's flying over the Levi Stadium right now.
I don't know.
The Black Lives Matter flag.
Cool.
That's my team.
I know.
You know what I mean? I'm still gonna watch them.
Can I show you?
So I'm still gonna watch it there because to me it's sports entertainment.
Yeah,
sports entertainment.
That's why I watch it.
And that's the thing, man. These players got to realize that they're doing a service to people, right? Blue collar, hardworking people that want to sit down in front of the couch when they come home from work and want to leave all that work bullshit or whatever bullshit, problem with your old lady bullshit, and watch a game and kind of get their mind distracted of it. I don't want to see politics in my sports. I don't want to hear politics in my music. I just want to hear music. Mm-hmm. I want to hear music. There's one band that I love, Revolution. Man, like their last album is totally political. And it's like, come on, guys, man. You guys are awesome. I paid money several times to go see you live. Phenomenal band live, dude. Now they're going to start all this politics stuff. It's like, I've not turned them on since that day. And it's not that I don't wholeheartedly agree with their politics. That's a beautiful picture right there. Oh, that's fake as fuck, though. Yeah, can't get behind that. That's what it should have been.
That's what I'm saying. Or that.
Yeah, that's what it should have been. They would have
put it up near Berkeley, and you could have had the bay.
Yeah.
I made a few of these.
You made those?
Where this is the way it should have been.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Anywhere, something like that. I know that this is fake, but the way it should have been.
It should have.
Because that gives you the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It gives you.
Who was the mayor? I think wasn't Gavin Newsom the mayor at that time when they were trying to get that.
They moved to Santa Clara for less taxes and.
Yeah, because San Francisco didn't want to give them a break.
But whatever.
All that money.
You're in the business.
They're in the business, but
you are San Francisco.
But
right?
as a company, okay, look at Tesla. Look at all these companies leaving California.
So only Golden State and the Giants could do it.
They did it different avenues, yeah. But they got tax breaks for their stuff, though. I think once the Niners left,
there's no way to leverage that. There was no way to be like, look, it's either this. We'll pay more, but hey, we need to have a line, or we're going to Santa Clara.
Yeah, I'm sure they tried. I don't know. I don't know, man. I was not as into politics back
Well,
then. But it's still, it's still my team, man. I've been rocking him since I was 4 years old, man. I will continue to rock him. I will continue to rock him.
I was upset when I saw that the Bengals weren't playing the Niners this year for our coffee mug.
Oh, I know. You got to get that back. Maybe the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, right. If there's even gonna be one.
With
College is out.
Yeah, NFL's gonna
How long is it?
NFL's gonna go.
Did you see that new Biden ad where it was totally sports affiliated and it was like Trump put us on the sidelines, let Biden get us back, and it was just footage of just empty stadiums?
Biden isn't gonna do that.
Like what? When did Trump put us on the sidelines?
Yeah, the left is the one that's been pushing for all this stuff though.
Like, pretty sure it originated not here.
Yeah,
just
COVID. Yeah, and that's the thing, dude. That like it's really been bugging me about. And Trump did he kind of went there too in his speech, but if you watch, I could not watch the entire Democratic thing. I tried.
I watched pieces.
I watched pieces of it. I watched like the highlights that were on certain things. All they did is blame people for everything. All they did is blame the right for everything. They never once said how they're going to fix it. You know, like everybody says, Biden's already had 47 years to get it right, and he hasn't.
Right.
47 years.
I said that
he's had a double vice presidency term to get it right, and he didn't get it right. What's going to change?
Can we all, like, for the most part, this is what both the left and the right can agree on. Politics are corrupt, yes?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Right? Politicians are corrupt, right?
100%.
Full of corruption. Politicians take forever to get things done, right? Yeah. We all can agree on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Why in the fuck would I vote for somebody who's been in it for 5 decades over a person that's been in it for 3 years?
And has actually done stuff.
And what isn't a politician?
Yeah.
If I really want to believe all those things are true, and I believe that it is just riddled with corruption and people that bend to the will of other corporations, and why would I vote for anyone other than somebody who has no affiliation, is coming in and literally saying, you're all full of corruption, I'm going to drain you all, I'm going to fire you all, and has been proving that. Why would I not vote for that person?
No. Yeah, exactly, dude.
I mean, and I can't stand the Hitler analogy. I can't stand the Hitler analogy in general. I couldn't stand it when my ex, how do we want to say it? Family members of people that I was affiliated with would throw the Hitler term around with Obama, and I'm like, 6 million people. Yeah. 6 million people slaughtered. Don't ever do that. Yeah. That's fucking disgrace to those people. How fucking dare you? Yeah. Don't ever call anybody Hitler unless they are literally slaughtering millions of children. And I'm talking 6 million documented individuals.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Did you know that women and children weren't documented?
Yeah,
they weren't fully documented.
Really?
Nope, because they couldn't.
Be a lot more.
They couldn't prove. They weren't. What was it?
Well, women back then were considered second class, right?
Yeah, they were considered disposable. Yeah, they didn't provide a service.
They were tools,
yes. Basically. So they were immediately they were just killed. They were put down, euthanized. So don't fucking compare anyone to Hitler.
No.
Okay?
No. God. And you know what? I bought into Obama the first time.
Osama bin Laden wasn't Hitler.
No.
He was an evil
He killed
fuck,
a lot of people, yeah.
He wasn't Hitler.
Yeah, I know. I don't think he had the brains.
Closest person to Hitler was probably what? Alexander the Great?
Alexander the
Genghis
Great.
Khan?
What's that? Mussolini or Mussolini?
Genghis Khan probably was worse.
Genghis Khan was badass. I read some of his the books on him. Crazy. Just ruthless.
Anyways,
ruthless. You were with him or you were dead.
So again, we talked about this last time. Trump's that father voice where it's like, "Hey, get your shit straight." You're not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but there's a message in it, so read it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you
that
don't,
falls back. We just talked about with me and my kids. Yeah. Me telling them all the time, "Hey, be alert, be aware of your surroundings. Always watch your back. Watch what you're doing. Get your fucking face out of your phone. You know, all that stuff. Be aware. You know, my other D, she lives in Sacramento. She lives, the last 3 nights they've had riots.
Oh, it's been crazy. How is she close to it at all?
She's 10 minutes away from downtown, but where she's at, it's not going to reach her. I mean, it could, but
I have a friend who has a yoga studio, and I've done her commercials. It's literally across the street from the governor's mansion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm always like, God.
She doing all right though?
I think she's fine.
Okay.
But it's just that one. You know what I mean?
It's gonna take that one couple.
Because if they hit the mansion, she's right across the street. Why wouldn't they?
Why are they gonna hit the mansion though? That's her homie.
Huh?
That's her homie. Why are they gonna hit the mansion?
Politician. They don't. They just want a destruction. They just want to burn it. They don't give a
That's her
fuck
boy
who it
though.
is.
That's her boy though. They ain't gonna hurt him.
I don't think most people are aware enough of the fact like that. I don't think they think that far.
True, but there's probably a lot of security around that mansion.
Because here's again, back to that kid that was shooting up, that went into Wisconsin. Is like, at what point do you not go like, hey, this is a civil war. I'm gonna stand up for my country. I'm gonna break some laws to try and calm some shit down, and like I just don't. I don't. What point do you not like? There's moments where I feel if her yoga studio got hit, I would probably feel like, all right, you fucked with some personal friends of mine.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. People that have worked at their life work has gone into that studio.
Yeah, because I've talked with her and I know what they've given up.
Yeah,
just to succeed.
And they're probably not making a ton of money. They probably live in a small little house or apartment, but that's her life passion.
That's everything she has.
Yeah,
and if it's destroyed, and I get it, you're covered by insurance, whatever. But come on, you.
Yeah, but there's ramification with that. They're going to cover you, but then your next when it goes back to be reevaluated, they're going to jack up your rates now. You know what I mean? So you're still going to pay for it. You're still going to pay for it one way or another.
Yep.
It's a catch-22, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like having me, I hit a car. You know what I mean? Never been in a car accident in 39 years at that point. Next after the 3 months, because my 6 months were up, dude, they jacked my rate. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Come on. It was a fender bender. Like, it wasn't even nothing major. I dropped that insurance company, went with another one because I was like, man, screw you guys, dude. Introduced me. I've been with you guys for over a decade, and I forget my first fender bender. And this is what you're gonna do to me?
I love the ones where the wildfires. Wildfires break out. You need fire insurance. Then the wildfires break out, and then all of a sudden dropping you because you had you're in wildfire danger territory. Yeah. Isn't that what I have you for?
Try getting earthquake insurance in California.
I don't get hurricane insurance in Colorado. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
You get snow damage. Or it pertains to the area that you live. If you're in a wildfire danger area, if you're in a tornado danger area, you get tornado insurance.
Try getting earthquake insurance in California. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. I just bought a house. They offered it to us. Like, whoa, what is that? Another mortgage? Like, no, I'm good. I'll take my chances.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It falls, it falls. Shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Insurance companies, but it's I wanted to get more into the mental health with you because you had said something on our last episode that you had a couple buddies. If buddies or colleagues or
colleagues, two of them were colleagues. One guy I really didn't know. I'm not going to say I did. One of the kids I knew, young, 27, 28 years old. Oh. And then the one I knew very well. Dated one of my good buddies. Was dating one of my good buddies. They were engaged and all this stuff, and he was super happy to have found her. She went through a lot, and then met my buddy, and then they were like both happy, dude. But I think already the damage was done. In our line of work, dude, there's a lot. This year has been really bad.
Yeah, I could imagine.
There was, oh man, when was it? A while back, there was just a huge rash of suicides in the department and stuff like that. And the department actually stepped up and started teaching class. I used to teach a class, like trying to make everybody aware. Putting programs out there, leaflets out there, little cards out there, 800 numbers you can call. That not only you could call, but your family could call and utilize themselves too. Because when you're in a bad state of mind, it'll give that state of mind. It's like a plague. It'll spread out to the whole house, and especially if you're the centerpiece of that house. I always started it out with like, don't make this your life. This is your livelihood. this is what helps you. Don't make this your life.
It's just the inning that you're in.
Yeah, exactly. Like you walk out of those gates, you walk out, you get in your car, it's a reset. That's kind of where I don't mind commuting to where I work. It's a 40-minute drive, but there's been times where I get in my car, that 40 minutes, not a radio on, nothing on, just me,
Decompression
quiet,
time.
And then by the time I get home, okay,
you let it all go.
Let it all.
Yeah.
And there's been times where that 40-minute drive isn't enough. Excuse me. And luckily, I have an understanding wife where I could tell her, hey, I need 20 minutes. Or I need, or hey, I'll.
What kind of stuff happens like when you need?
There's just like really like there's been like say a big incident, you know what I mean, where you see somebody get stabbed 25 times or something like that, right? You cut down a hanger, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. There's been times where the incident isn't someone that just hung themselves, inmate.
That happens how often?
Not as much the media makes it out to be. The mental health program for the inmates is really, really good in the institutions. Really, really good. I mean, I know it's still a work in progress and everything, but it's still really good. There's a lot of services for them if they wish to utilize them. And then sometimes just a day, you just have a bad day. The upper echelon comes down on you for something or whatever. They don't agree with how you're running the yard or how you handle an incident, and just a shitty day all around, right? You're getting yelled at from the higher ups. You're getting yelled at by your staff as being a supervisor or sergeant.
Trickle down,
trickle down, and you're just like, dude, what did I do wrong? I thought I did this situation correctly. You know what I mean? And there's some days you're just like, just let me sit in my room, leave the lights off, let me just breathe, and then I can come out, have dinner, talk to the kids, everything. But I'm fortunate. I have that avenue where I could tell my wife, hey, just give me some time, and she's like, all right, cool. Like, don't worry. Hey, dinner's ready on. Like, let me know when you're ready to eat. And I try to be expedient about it. I try not to like stay in there all night. You know what I mean? And it doesn't happen very often. It hasn't happened in a long time actually. But but then I also have other avenues that I do, like other things. I like to work out. That right there is a major anger decompression.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for what's his name from OCC, Paul Senior.
Yeah,
that's how he manages his anger. As he lifts.
Oh, dude, since I've started working out, it's been a whole different personality for me.
It's the exertion.
Yeah, and you take out whatever anger you had that day, or whatever incident you had that day, and you lift it away. It's crazy to explain, but it's just the way it is, dude. And
you gotta find the outlet.
You gotta find the outlet. You gotta have hobbies, man.
And sometimes it's multiple outlets.
Yeah, I like to play poker. I play poker once a month now. I don't have the extra money, and I don't want to take away from my family time to play every weekend like I used to. I like to go camping from time to time. I like to hang out with my wife, dude. Nancy's fun to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
Me and her have a great time together. We laugh a lot because she's just funny as fuck, dude. Like when you get to know her, you know what I mean. And she's super quiet when you.
She's pretty quiet.
Until you open that door, dude. Until you get in there, then you're like, "What the heck, Nancy? You're nuts." You know what I mean? Cracks you up, and then just different things, man. And like I said, I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed that I have a lot of different avenues to decompress. There's a lot of people that our rate of divorce is like somewhere like 89% for officers. And that's actually through every law enforcement arena, because we work long hours, we come home pissed, they don't understand what we're going through.
Yeah.
They don't understand that, for a street cop, they had to go pull 39 kids out of a. Can you imagine those cops?
No, I know, and that's what I mean by the whole mental health stuff.
Yeah.
We keep hearing about mental health. Mental health is an issue. We all can. Oh, excuse me. We all can agree that mental health is an issue.
Yeah.
There's been times where I've been prescribed something, or my wife's been prescribed something, and it totally fucks with us.
Yeah.
There was what was it that I was prescribed for? I was prescribed something, and I started taking it, and I ripped my son's head off for something about his homework. And I mean, I was like fucking just railing him, like just yelling at him. And I started walking down the hall, and that was when I realized this is the second time this has happened immediately after taking these pills. Down the toilet they went.
Yeah.
Because I was like, not worth it.
So I have major sleeping issues. Like, I can't turn my brain off. So, like, taking meds to sleep and stuff, I weaned myself off of them because I could feel not good. Like, I just didn't like the way they made me feel. Then I did realize that I had sleep apnea and got the mask and stuff. And now I do fairly well with sleeping. But there was a time there, dude, where I thought I was going nuts just because I wasn't able to sleep. I wasn't able to shut my mind off. You know, I was thinking about everything that was going on at home, thinking about everything that was going on at work, and I could see myself falling down that tunnel. But luckily, I have Nancy, who is like, you know, hey, this is what you need to do. You know what I mean? I have that partner that I can talk to. I have that partner that I can tell what happened at work. And even though she has absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, she's gonna sit there and listen to me for 2 hours straight. You know what I mean? And try to give me her advice on what it is, and I take her advice and stuff, and you know, because we work in two completely different arenas.
You're right.
Yeah, like completely different arenas, but she'll still sit there and listen to me, and I got to make sure that at the same time, I listen to her when she needs a vent.
Right.
Because it's easy for me to say like, you don't go through shit. You know, you got a phone call today. You know what I mean? But it's
just everybody's daily.
Everybody's daily, yeah. And the daily grind is a grind.
You can't run away from it.
No.
That's what a lot of people are being taught is, oh, let's shun it. Let's just turn it off. Let's cancel people, or let's shut them off, or unfollow them, or whatever. As long as if you don't agree with them, and if it bothers you, you need to silence it and stuff. And it's like, you can't do that, because the real world it's out there.
Absolutely.
And you need to be confronted with it and learn how to process it. When you don't process it, you only hold it.
Yep.
That's it. And I had a buddy who went through a miscarriage. This was really hard because he was like my best friend, and a lot of this political shit has gotten to the best of, I would say, him, because he really has kind of like cut me off. And I'm just... my whole point was, I don't want to talk to you about it, because there's certain things that we disagree on, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm at peace that we disagree. Like, we agree on a lot of other things, and I just want to talk about something else.
Yeah, talk about football.
And wasn't enough. He's just hardcore went that way. So we've been friends since we were 4. So he had a miscarriage, and he's been super doom and gloom. Everything is like Eeyore, you know. Everything's bullshit. Everything's terrible. Everything's, you know, but it doesn't come out of his hole, of his house. He doesn't do much, and he's starting to alienate people of his family and stuff too. Everything's awful, and I was talking to him and saying, brother, you gotta process it. I'm not trying to be a dick. I get it. It hurts. You gotta go through with what you're going through. If you gotta cry, cry. Fucking bawl your face off. Yeah. When you start crying, push it out. Get everything out. Go through every emotion. Get angry. Punch the ground. Punch a pillow. Do whatever you gotta do. Yeah. But do it. Do it. Process it. Go through it. You don't stay there.
Because that'll become a cancer, dude. And it'll eat you from the inside out.
Or anything. And it'll literally develop into a physical ailment.
It will.
The mental ailment that it develops into is it teaches you to keep doing that thing. Keep holding on to it. Keep living your life like that.
Well, that's why he was able to, like I said, just stay away from you, because just keep it to me. And now he doesn't want to talk to you, you know, as much as you're saying he does.
I want him to talk, and I told him to talk to me, buddy. But you cannot just be everything's doom and gloom. You got to go through it. You got to go, okay, my woman and I got to be together on this. We've got to be there for each other, and we've got to process through it. One of the biggest things, and I'm not a big... One of the biggest things I can all just say and preach and praise about my ex's family is they had a 7-year-old daughter pass away from a leukemia instantly. Like, they had to make the decision that they had to pull the plug. they survived through that together, and they went through some terrible shit, but they survived through that together and made it through. And if they can do something like that, something as minuscule in comparison as a miscarriage, you can come back from that. They developed years with their daughter, who had cerebral palsy, who fought everything, who was told that she would never walk, never ride a bike, never swim, and she did every single one of those things. She was literally a light. Literally a light of just goodness. I always said talking to her was. Have you ever seen the movie with Kevin Costner, not Fever Pitch? That's For Love of the Game, where he's the pitcher.
Yeah.
And he zooms in on the catcher, and he's like, "Ease the crowd," and it's just everything. He's just focused. When she talked to you, that's what it was like. Nothing mattered but that little girl talking to you. You were just like, oh, yeah? And you just wanted to be like, oh, that's crazy. She would tell you stories about the moon and the clouds, and you'd entertain it because she was just such a light. So having somebody pass away like that as your daughter and coming back from that, I'm just like, you got to process it because there's another side to that.
Well, you got to learn to be thankful, man. And I always say shit happens for a reason. Like, that's always been, and I've had family members pass away, and I've had good friends pass away. And one of my buddies, I think I told you about my buddy Walter, older neighbor that lived across the street from me, and we collected sports cards together. He found out he had cancer, and the doctor told him, "Yeah, you're done, dude. Like, you're not coming back from this." So he's telling me this, and I'm like, blown. He's like, "Listen," he goes, "I don't want to see you cry. So crying for someone that is dying is selfish because you're crying because you're gonna miss me, not because of me." And I'm like, "No, Walter, I'm crying because of you." And he's like, "Listen, lived a great life, been here. You're that little girl. Seems like she lived life. You know what I mean? She lived her best life that she possibly could." And to me, when he explained to me, he's like, "That's what you got to remember. That's what you got to remember. I'm going to a better place."
Well, it's getting to that point.
You're
going to go through it. You're going to go through hatred.
Does, yeah.
You're going to go through, like, why was this done?
But
this
then
fair?
you have to remember all the good that was done by this little girl and how she made you learn to appreciate life.
That's what I mean.
And how
don't get stuck.
Yeah, don't get stuck. Because if you get stuck, dude, once you get stuck, man, it's like you ever got a car stuck in the snow or in the mud.
I was just thinking. I was literally just thinking.
Yeah, that
going
analogy.
Through something like this is literally like going on a hike and seeing nothing but a mud pit and then grass on the other side.
Yep.
And it's like, we got to go through it.
You have to.
You're gonna hate it, but you got to keep moving. If you stick, if you don't keep moving, you're gonna sink. You're gonna come tired. You're gonna get there,
and then you're just gonna die. You're just gonna give up.
Yep.
You can't give up. You can't
get to the other side.
There's more out there, man. And he told me exactly. I got 2 good weeks to live, and then after that, I'm gonna get sick. And literally, he called the shots, dude. It was amazing. And I, even though I did privately cry for him, I never, when I went to see Carla or went to see his family, never did I do it in front of them, just because he told me not to. You know what I mean? And I've kind of taken that for with everything, man. I'll take all the good, from everything that I got to learn from people, and then the good's always going to outweigh the sadness that you're going to feel. The sadness. And your buddy, man, I mean, he didn't get to see a lot of that good, but he got to see, like, his wife develop and find out they got pregnant and all that good stuff.
That's kind of what I was trying to tell him too, but he wasn't absorbing. It was
but it'll happen again, man. It'll happen again. Not if they live negative that way, though. If they happen,
that's what I mean. It's like you have to process it.
You honor that person. I really like the phrase, the celebration of life, when it comes to burials and funerals. Like, Nancy has strict orders with me. I don't want to be in a church. I don't want a memorial service. I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated, and I want whatever that money, those $14,000, $15,000, $20,000 for a service, it's going to cost you to pay all these people to talk about you that don't even fucking know you, right? And take that, buy a couple of kegs, hire a caterer, and party, laugh, joke, all the stupid shit I ever did in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Party, dude. Party till the fucking goddamn sun comes up, dude. That's how you're gonna honor me. Yeah. Not by sitting in a room going, ooh, fuck.
It's hard not to.
I never lived my life that way.
I know, but it's, you know what I mean. It's
just put it like this. Eric,
unreal.
Tomorrow, if I was to go, I'd be super upset with you if you cried. I want you to start.
Be upset with me now.
I know. I would want you could cry, but I would want you to say, "Hey, how's the dumbass? He fucking joked about this, joked about that. We shared some great beers together and had some great conversations. Awesome.
You can still say that. And
you can, but you don't have to. I mean,
it's.
Don't warn me, dude.
I think it's more of a confusion of emotions, a mixture, kind of like a cyclone inside you, and it pops. It's like it's like a chemical reaction.
But you can do it really quick though, and get over it.
If you can be that, you got to learn to do that. But sometimes, two chemicals collide and it blows out the top.
Yeah, I'm not to say I've never cried, dude. I've cried quite a bit for friends. I had my awesome fucking dude, man. Awesome fucking dude, Chucky, passed away. It's gonna be 2 years Super Bowl weekend if we have Super Bowl in the same weekend. Saturday, that Saturday of Super Bowl Sunday, he got into a car accident going to work. Ended up passing away on Super Bowl Sunday. We get together every year. We've gotten together, to see him and help and at his gravesite and stuff like that. What we did when we went to his gravesite? We drank beers and told all the stupid ass stories that he did and laughed the entire time. That's what I mean by what I want.
I don't handle death well. I don't do wakes and that's just I don't know what to do. I lock up.
You know what it is
to visit my grandfather, and my grandmother just passed away. I called him once. I left him a voicemail, but I don't know what to say or do. There's nothing you say you're sorry and
my
it's like,
condolences.
I know. Everybody's probably sorry. I mean, if you're.
But Eric, you got to take in all that positive, all that good that you got to experience. Hopefully, you did get to experience some good with your grandma.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not enough, but that's where people get upset because it's like you don't feel selfish. You do. You start to feel selfish. You start to think like, I start to think like, God, it was a $50 flight.
Yeah, so
it's just a $50.
So take that emotion,
and you process it,
and then turn it into
That's one point.
This kids, your kids, and with Gabby, and with your awesome show, and before you know it, dude, that's how you honor people. Mm-hmm. They're in a way better place than we're ever gonna get to be in. You know what I mean? Like when my grandma passed away, my grandpa passed away, and mother, grandma, and all my friends they're not dealing with this bullshit right now that we are.
Yeah.
They're in a way they got to see this country at its best. Right now we're seeing at its worst. They don't have to deal with that. You know what I mean? Like a sick little kid passing away. They're not feeling pain anymore. They're having to get up every morning and taking 20 fucking pills, dude. Have you ever heard about in the Bible? There's I'm not going to quote it right because I'm not.
No, you're paraphrasing. It's all
yeah, good. It's
I paraphrase all the time.
In the Bible, there's a chapter verse, whatever it's called, that when you get to heaven, you get your armor, right? Because this body that we have here is just nothing really. It's your soul that goes up there. Your soul, right? And your soul, and we just talked about souls, right? And your soul goes up there, and when you get up there, you get your armor, right? You get your suit because you're now you're with God and you're part of God's army and God's team, right? So you get your legs, right? So someone that was never able to walk is going to get a new set of legs and it's going to be armored out. You get the shield, they get the vest, they get all that good stuff, dude. And they get to run, you know what I mean? They get to jump, they get to do all these things they never got to do. You know what I mean? That to me that's heaven, dude. Like if I've grown up with a sick little sister all my life, dude, and to me, like when God finally calls her, I know she'll be running through a field.
Yeah.
I know she's gonna be swimming in an ocean. I know she's gonna get to climb the highest mountains there ever has been on this earth.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
She's gonna get to do everything she's been cheated out of doing here. So.
Well, there's always that.
I'm at peace with it.
There's always that theory that this is purgatory.
this is purgatory. I'll tell you what, dude. But it's what you choose to do with it, right? You're gonna sit in your fucking room and soak all the time, or are you gonna meet someone awesome like you met Gabby
what we're talking about.
and have some great fucking kids like you have? Because your kids are funny as heck, dude, and they're awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes they're weird as shit, too.
Who's hard
No,
though, dude? I got 2 girls. Come on.
Yeah.
You want to talk to me about fucking crazy and weird?
You gotta process. You gotta go through it. It's
That process is hard, dude. And
But we also got to teach our kids like, hey, life sucks.
Yeah, but do with it with you.
So
when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
So there's 2 things that were pretty profound for me. We watched movies a lot, and I remember in college. I kid you not, and I'm probably getting made fun of this, and I don't give a shit. This movie altered my life right at the moment I needed it the most, and it was right when I was becoming a dad for the first time, right when I was going through my legal shit, right when I was like really learning about the real world. It was it was Rocky, and it was the one that came Rocky Balboa.
Okay, so one of the
and it's
4.
a speech he gives his son in the street, and I'm gonna paraphrase this one, but he says, "Life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a mean and cruel place, and it will beat you to your knees permanently if you let it. But life isn't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep going. Absolutely. How many hits you can take and keep pushing forward." And he said, how did he say? He said, it's not about pointing the finger and saying that you're not here because of him or her or that. He says, that's not winning. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. And I was just like,
isn't it funny how when you're going through certain situations, you hear something, a movie, you hear a song, or you get to meet somebody in a fucking bar, and they tell you something like that, and you're like...
And that was that, get off your ass.
Yeah.
Get it done yourself.
Yeah.
It was the world fucking sucks. It is what it is. But it doesn't have to suck.
No.
You just got to get tough.
Like, listen, I'm not a fan of organized religion. Grew up Catholic, and great, and I'm happy I learned a lot in that. But I do believe in God. I do believe in God. And I also, but you also got to believe, when you believe in God, you also got to believe in the devil, right?
You just got to believe in evil.
You do, because we see it every day.
It exists.
It exists.
39 kids.
It existed last night.
Whether the
intentions,
every night,
whether the intentions were malicious, or like I'm trying to like, or the intentions were
it doesn't.
He just malicious. Saw my daughter, thought she was attractive because my daughter is gorgeous, and
it was a bad
and wanted to say hi and get to know her. You know what I mean? Like, oh hey, you made me follow you, girl. Like trying to get those digits.
That's still creepy.
Fuck yeah!
That's what happened.
Still...
Yeah. So let's take that further. All right.
No,
all right, Desiree. So let's take that further. Say some guy was super fucking hot. Say, Mr. Aquaman himself was the one following you and rolls up. And he's like, hey, girl, I thought you were. Now what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when you want to leave because he's too creepy?
Exactly.
What happens when you want to run because he smacked you around a little bit and said he's sorry? Yeah. What's going to happen when you met somebody that you really are interested in and he doesn't want to let you go? Yeah. If he's willing to follow you that hard where you're gassing it.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Just to get your number.
Yeah, no.
It's not good. None of it was good. Not a single ounce of it was good.
But
that's what I mean. Take it the furthest.
Oh, absolutely.
Go down that yellow brick road in your mind.
We already have. Like, we have. But then I'm trying at the same time too. Okay, maybe it was this, and that's me trying to sugarcoat for my kids like you would do for your kids. Mind you, yesterday he would have got out of the car, I probably would not be here today. I'd probably be doing this podcast from behind glass.
Yes and no, maybe. It depends on the situation. Yeah, Depends on what he had in his car.
We'd be having a different conversation. How about that?
Yeah, we would.
We would be having a different conversation. Because I'm going to do everything and anything.
And here we go. That's where when I told you, I said, "You need somebody to follow." Yeah. That's where us almost come in. Where if you guys aren't going to do anything about it, there's somebody following women around and snatching them. Somebody's going to do something about it.
It's funny because Desi's the one that asked this question to the cops. you guys been experiencing this? Is this going on? And
Was
you
their
could tell.
answer?
He was like, well, we had one, but it was a white card, but it has a distinctive symbol on the door, so this isn't it. Okay, so now he knows he had the symbol. He scratched that symbol off. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking in my head.
So you think they're not going to be on their toes?
And they can't tell you. They can't tell you. You know, it's an ongoing investigation. They can't tell you stuff like that. And you know
My
what I mean?
stepfather's granddaughter had some dude at the gym was hitting on her. I think she's only like 17, and it was real creepy. Older dude wanted her to model for him or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
And this is where the alert thing came in, and he was like getting it on her. You need to be in the yellow at all times, because what she'll do is at night she'll walk out of the gym on her phone, walk into her car on her phone, get into her car, sit there, shut the door on her phone, and do this on her phone. How many times could a guy just grab her?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you don't believe it, watch the videos. Go on YouTube, watch the videos. It happens in 10 seconds.
And then you have the other ones too, the girls, because I sometimes would have to go to the gym at night. You have the girls that are wearing like the sports bras only and these like super short shorts, and they're taking selfies, and you have all these perv dudes sitting there staring. And how do you know they're not taking videotapes of you and selfies?
Hey, if that's your thing and you want to do that, be aware of it.
Be aware of it.
Be aware of it, and be ready to protect yourself
Absolutely.
at all times.
Yeah, but they're so caught up in this social media Kardashian bullshit that it doesn't.
Real
click.
world sucks, guys.
It doesn't click.
It fucking sucks.
It doesn't. Yeah, it does. And man, I'm glad everything went good yesterday.
Well, one thing's for sure, with shit going on lately, and it's getting worse. I know I, as well as others, aren't the only ones that are starting to carry something on them when they go out, when they leave the door.
Right. So my girls have pepper spray. I bought my girls Coupons. I bought my girls all kinds of stuff. Denise, she carries everything on her keychain. Her keychain is like this big. You know, she'll carry pepper spray, Coubaton, whatever I buy her, she has. They all have those tactical steel pins with the pointy ends and stuff like that. I buy them all for them. I found online these flashlights. They're about this long, and they're like hard steel. They're a flashlight. They're also a striking instrument.
Yep. We have them.
I bought them for the girls. They each have them in their rooms, including Nancy. And sometimes I give them to them, and I'm like excited to give it to them. They're like, "Oh yeah, Dad, another weapon, cool." And I'm like, "You better use that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, learn to use it.
Yeah, learn to use it, and I'll teach them. You know what I mean? I'll learn. If I don't know, then I'll go to someone that I know does know. They'll teach me, and then I'll reiterate to my girls how to use it. Because not knowing how to use a tool is not a good thing. You got to know how to use your tools. Yes. That could be a lot more detrimental to you.
Well, that's right. So that's why I told you in that movie, The Hunt, when I said when he pulls that magazine out, my first thought was there's one in the chamber. Yeah. And she's all.
I started rolling when I saw that. Funny. She did a press check, which she did it for, that was Hollywood right there. Yeah. In real life, you're just going to press that round out and send it, right? The thing that cracked me up too is the guy, the advisor. The military advisor, National Guard. I rolled.
She's also you never really been in the shit.
Yeah. It's funny because you use the right terminology.
She was great in that movie. Badass, when she was all like today, she's just like crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a good flick, dude. Hilary Swank actually did a really good job in that too.
She's all old girl.
She's
you done fucked up.
Yeah,
she's all you got the wrong crystal.
Yeah, and I actually thought Hilary Swank was gonna get over on her too. Yeah. And at the end, she was stabbing her up. Yeah, she was crazy. Wow, that was crazy, so dude. Good. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Anyways, but you just need to be aware. Gabby and I talked about that incident of those couple that was eating outside, and they were demanded to raise a fist, and people were screaming in the face. And Gabby goes, "How do you not just pick up your fork and stab them?" And I said, because then they all kill you, they all jump you. So, and she's like, "So what do you do?" And I said, "Well, what I do, I immediately look at the table and I take the weapons off and put them in my lap. You take the butter knife, whatever you've got, and you look at them and you go, you're gonna kill me, but I'm taking you with me. I'm gonna take this into your throat, and I will not stop. Whatever you do, you make sure that they know that what they're trying to do, they're intimidating you, might work." You may work, but I will kill you too.
Absolutely. I don't know if you've ever been
They
jumped.
will back down. Oh yeah, I've been jumped.
I've been
I've had my
jumped.
teeth knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the first time I got jumped. Like at first, I curled up. You know what I mean? Then they kept hitting
That's
me.
your instant reaction.
Yeah. And then they kept hitting me, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't gonna stop unless I fight back. So then I just went absolutely apeshit on him, and I grabbed the one guy in front of me, grabbed him by his shirt, and I took him on a ride. You know what I mean? Me and him were just me and him. Didn't care that the others were hitting me, because eventually he started yelling, okay, stop. So not to me, well, to me too, but to his boys. And then from there, I backed up, and I was able to get away. And then the second time I got jumped, I already had that. I'm not bottling up. I'm not going to the ground. I didn't go to the ground when I got jumped, but I pretty much almost did. I grabbed the guy in front of me, the one I could, grabbed him by the collar, and me and him went for a ride. Didn't worry about the other dudes. Me and him went for it, and it lasted like 2 seconds. Well, it felt like 2. I think it was like 2 minutes they were jumping me. But I got my point across to that one guy. Like, I'm not gonna be able to fight 7 guys or 5 guys. The first time was like a lot, and the second time was like 5 guys, and I know I'm not gonna be able to win 5 guys at one time. But I'm gonna grab you in front of me, and me and you are gonna go for a ride, and we did. And then, like I said, that one was like immediately because I worked them, dude. I would not stop. I didn't like. I must have thrown. I don't know. I went nuts. Like,
It's a blur.
yeah, it's a blur.
Yeah, I know.
When all said and done, like I still have scars on my hands from those days, but it's just
You got to know that when you're being jumped, you got to know if it's they're gonna kill you. You know, if they're not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Or if it's just they want your wallet or whatever. But you have to, once that kicks in, that they're not gonna stop.
No.
Then you're not gonna stop until they make you stop.
Yeah.
Yes, otherwise you're gonna die.
You're not gonna be a victim. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just ball up.
You gotta.
It's fight or flight.
Yeah.
Fight or flight. Am I gonna run?
I got jumped twice in Chico. I got jumped once on the railroad tracks, and one of the dudes, I don't know if he hit me or shoved me into the other dude, but I just knew that my force was going forward. So when I went forward, the guy like went to wind up, and I grabbed his chest, and I kept going forward and just headbutted him. And then when his head snapped back, I just did it again and again, and then he went down, and the other guy just took off. That was it. And then I just took off because the guy was just on the ground holding his nose. It was late night. I was after a party, but it was just initial reaction. I played soccer when I was young, and I knew right here, hairline.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I had because I couldn't wind up being pushed forward.
Yeah, I know your momentum.
So I just went and I knew, hold on to him, don't let him go, and just keep going. Because as soon as I hit him, his arm stayed back, and then it was just wide open. And I knew from just basic fighting, you know, when your stance is open, strike.
Go time.
Yep, just strike.
Yeah,
it's not defense time.
No.
So, yeah, it's you got to put up a fight.
No,
I tell my son all the time, look, kids are gonna pick on you, and they're gonna push you around. Like, guarantee you break somebody's nose, they're gonna think twice about it next time. They might not. They might walk around you.
I was bullied as a little kid. So I was a stinky fat kid that didn't have a lot of clothes, right?
I was a weird little white kid.
Yeah, and I remember I can't remember if it was 5th grade or 6th grade, man. I stood up to this guy, I think it was Mario. I stood up to him, super tall, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm done. Like, threw off my backpack, called him out. We got him up. He ended up kicking my ass, but I got my licks in. And at the end, like, all his boys picked me up. They're like, hey, you're cool, dude. Like, you stood up. Like, you're good. 2 weekends later, he shows up, knocks on my front door, and invites me to his grandma's house to go play video games. Because grandma lived, like, two streets behind us. And at first, I was like, he's like, no, dude, I'm serious. Like, you want to come play video games? Dude, I have to stay at my grandma's house. You want to come play video games? I have what was that one game where it had the big pad, and you used to slide, for whatever game, you slid the little, like, paper in, and those were the buttons you pushed. Then we had a different game, you slid that little pad. It was like
I have no idea. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Because I'm older than you, that's why.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was, man, I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, but that's what he had. I remember going to his house. Grandma was nice, older lady. But being on edge, dude, this guy can be setting me up. His cousins, his friends could be there. I'm going to get rolled. So I told my dad, I'll be back. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm gone too long, like, I didn't want to tell him, like, hey, this guy might kick my ass, but I didn't want to tell him. I didn't want to say all that, but I was like, Dad, like, 2 hours, okay, Dad, that's all I can be out. He's like, oh, okay, 2 hours. And, you know, if I'm not back in 2 hours, I'm going to be here on Cherry Street, you know, but we were cool. After that, we were friends.
Dudes are like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless you get the little bitchy ass dudes that can't take their licks and go, you know what, like I was the dick or whatever, you know, good fight type of deal. They're the ones that get a little sneaky and then want to run you over the car or hit you when you're not looking.
But kids nowadays don't know how to fight like that.
That's what I'm saying. And then
they want to come back with a gun, with a knife, and all that crap.
Yeah,
like,
nobody's on. So that was my second. There's a second film. Or not film, it's a show, Cobra Kai on Netflix.
I watched the first episode before coming this morning.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So it's cheesy, but it's 80s cheesy. It's more
absolutely,
but it's good. And he says something, I think in season 3, where they're going, why do you want to fight type of deal? And they're like, people go online and they make videos of us and they make fun of us and stuff. And he's all, that's it? He's like, what a bunch of pussies. He's all my era. We had honor in disrespecting others. He's all, we did it to their face. You know, it's like, right?
Yeah.
Right? We didn't hide behind
anything. That's the point I was trying to make earlier with Antifa people is, you know, they don't know how it is to get punched in the face, man.
Nope.
They don't know.
Half of these keyboard warriors won't even step foot in a protest.
A lot of these new officers that we're getting in that are like 21, 22, 23 years old, dude, that have played nothing but Call of Duty.
They gotta go through the
Yeah, dude, like, it's like, hey, you're talking to this guy that ran a prison as a gang member, right? He's taken lives. Read some of these the files on these guys. They're killers. They're stone cold killers. They're behind walls.
That's what I'm saying. You don't trust anyone
for a reason.
You want your life to get better? Don't trust a single person until they give you a reason.
No, but these guys try to man up and think they're typing or texting somebody. Now he's joke with these kids like, hey, you can't text an inmate. OMG, I'm mad at you. You suck. Like, you can't text an inmate.
How do you text an inmate?
No, you can't. Because that's the generation they're in, dude. They're so used to jumping on Facebook and letting their aggressions out, and or texting somebody, "Oh my God, I hate you today," you know, and stuff like that.
They don't know.
Like, they don't know how to communicate, dude. Talk with people. If we could all sit down and talk, like with all these protesters, and argue and get on your show and argue and I argue what I believe in, they argue what they believe in, you argue what you believe in, this person argues what they believe in. And we come to a mutual understanding, and I think we all could hopefully, in a perfect world, see each other's point of views. Be like, man, okay, cool. Check it out. You live over here, you live over here, you live there. You're going to leave me alone. Man, we're good with that. You know what I mean? We could all agree to disagree.
Well, that's what I said. My politics lie with that meme where it says, I want my gay neighbors to protect their pot plants with their AR-15s. Leave me the fuck alone.
Exactly.
You know, I don't care.
I don't care. As long as you're not trying to...
I have my own household to deal with.
Yeah, as long as you're not trying to impose it on me, do whatever you're going to do.
I've got my kids to deal with.
As long as you're not hurting the business down the street.
Yeah, if you're not setting fire to it.
Yeah.
You know, but then that's where that conflict comes in.
Yeah, like I said, man, it's going to take a few more of these guys to get punched.
You got to take a hit in the face. Once you realize that taking a hit isn't as bad.
Getting punched in the face sucks.
It sucks, but it's not that bad.
Oh, it sucks, so it hurts.
It wakes you up.
There it is.
It wakes you up. I don't think it hurts.
Once you realize that, though,
it shocks you.
Once you realize that, though, you pick your words a lot more carefully the next time that you're at a bar. Unless you're already drunk.
Unless you're the better fighter.
That's true.
So,
but you're still going to get punched in the face.
See, I was raised, I never started fights. I had it in me. I was very angry. But I got my shit out through DMX and Eminem pumping through my headphones, you know, like, and through my art and shit.
Yeah.
But it built up. And there was this kid, and I was a sophomore in high school. Kid's a senior. He had to take PE one last class because he didn't take it, like, you know, in his first.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he was just finishing up, and my last period was PE. This dude just picked on me. I don't know why. To this day, I don't know fucking why. Just picked on me, and I put up with it. I was really tolerant, and it took a lot for me to finally fight. But when I fought, it was just.
See, I've only known you as mellow, Eric. I couldn't imagine you mad.
Ask Abby.
I'm sure. I'd probably.
I almost ripped somebody out of their car in my son's school because they were driving like a dickhead through the parking lot when we were trying to.
I'm sure I'd probably go hide in the corner if you were mad.
No, you'd probably be right there next to me.
I would. Yeah. So that initial reaction would be like, holy shit, he does get mad.
But no, and that's the way I like it. See, all I knew growing up was anger. You know, my dad just went from 0 to 60 like that. I mean, he was a fucking Ferrari. So it was just anger. That's all he had. Me, I always pride my parenting and myself on taking a while to get there. Yeah. Because I knew what it was like on the receiving end of that. And I just had a blow up with my son. And I said, look, my father, he knew the belt. That was all he knew. He didn't have these long conversations with me. He didn't tell me he loved me and he wants me to, you know what I mean? He didn't follow through. He didn't do the follow through part. I just knew he was angry. That was it. I mean, and if he did, he didn't do a good enough job. So I'm really trying to correct that. But, and I tell my kids, I didn't say I didn't need the belt. I definitely deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
But I needed some explanation. Anyways, so it takes me a while to get there. But so back to this dude. It was like, I mean, just stupid shit, like shoving me over or just stepping on my shoe. Because I love my shoes, but when I was in high school, it was like clean shoes. I mean, just to do it. This dude's name's Jeremy. So last period, we're finally done. And my locker, we had the split lockers, half top, half bottom. My locker's on bottom. There's a locker above me, and I'm kneeling down, and I'm closing my locker. And he's walking by and shuts the locker above me and smacks me right in the head. I mean, just like gave me a little like scrape, right? Across my face. And I was like, all right. You know, and he had walked out. And I knew where we all congregated waiting for our parents to pick us up and stuff. And I was just like, because I had sat there and I was just sitting there like on my knee going, let it go? Do I let it go? Do I let it go? Nope, I'm not letting this one go. You know, I was like, that's it. I had finally had enough. Walked out there and I'm like, Jeremy. And I remember thinking, right? This dude wears glasses. If he's wearing glasses, I'm not going to hit him in the face. I'm going to do a couple body shots. And I used to box with this ex-Navy boxer that was a neighbor of ours. And he used to teach me some stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll do like a 1-2 in his body and then maybe take his legs out. Walk up to him. He turns around. And he's like, fuck you going to say? And he's all, say something. And I remember this because I was like, this is such a weird thing to say. He goes, say something about my mother. Go ahead. Say something about my mother. And I was like, I've never said anything about this dude's mom. And I just went, fuck this. And I right hooked him. Because I knew he didn't have his glasses on. Right hooked him and he just drops. And I realized that was it. Like I literally stood over him like, get up. You know, like waiting, get up. Because I wanted him to get back up so I could go again. Yeah. I wasn't going to hit him on the ground. He didn't get back up.
Well, most bullies are the biggest
And I was like, fuck this. And I left. I get suspended. My dad comes home. He's like, so who won? Because he knew I wasn't like a fighter. You know, it wasn't in my blood to just always be in trouble for this. So we get called in because this dude now, his parents are wanting to sue us for his broken glasses. And I'm sitting there in the office, and my principal's talking to my dad, and I'm just keeping quiet. And they're like, "You're responsible for these glasses. Your son hit, this kid." Blah blah blah. I'm looking at his glasses on the desk, and the entire like right lens is just blown out like this, right? But his left lens is completely fine. And I'm sitting there, and I'm going, "Wait a minute, Mr. Murray." And they're both talking, and they stop. I said, "You have plenty of witnesses to the fight, right?" He says, yeah. And I said, it lasted of what, 2 seconds? And I said, you can contest to that, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, what did I hit him with? Because I was looking at my knuckles, and they're a little swollen, but they weren't bloody or anything. They weren't cut. And he said, your right hand. And I went up to him, and I picked up the glasses. I go, and the whole left side's blown out, and he was silent. Silent. And I said, how's that possible? Put him down. So it sounds like somebody's pulling your leg a little. My dad goes, fuck this. He's all, we're not responsible for this. And then my principal's like, well, physics. And I said, physics? And I was like, if I hit these wire frames on my right with my right hand, you think that's going to be completely fine? And they didn't say anything. It was dropped. I was suspended for a few days. But if you don't do that, if you don't step up, you're going to take multiple of those to the face.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, over time, multiple of those to the face is nothing to one little brawl.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Fucking don't stop till somebody pulls you off if they're better than you.
Absolutely.
Don't fucking stop. Elbows, knees, do something.
But I say I refuse to go to the ground, but I'm definitely taking someone to the ground.
Yeah.
That's my I'm a big kid.
I'll choke you out.
Yeah.
Until somebody pulls me off.
Yeah.
I see. I'm getting a punching bag too to throw around and wrestle with because I think that's my problem. Is I've told Gab I'm afraid because I don't know if I would know when to stop.
I know I definitely wouldn't have stopped yesterday.
If it was, and that's what I was just about to say. If it's something to do with my kid, I don't know if I know when to stop.
You don't fuck with my family, dude. That's the one thing.
You don't fuck with children.
I don't fuck with anybody, dude. I don't mean no harm to anybody, dude. Rarely do I leave my house, dude. And if I do, I go to the grocery store, I buy my groceries, and I come home. I go and I buy my beer, and I come home. I don't fuck with people, dude. And why? Because I want people not to fuck with me. Mm-hmm. Right? When I worked on the yard before, I wouldn't go fuck with inmates, dude.
Why? Why make enemies?
Why?
When you make friends?
Why? Yeah, I don't even know so much. It's just friends. You don't want to be friends with them. But you want to have that mutual respect. You don't want
your enemies as your friends.
You want your mutual respect, and you want to do an easy 8. You know what I mean? If you start weighing heavy, like if they acted out, absolutely you're gonna have to do what you got to do, and that it is what it is. That's part of the job. And I would never come to work, dude, because Nancy yelled at me or whatever, we got into a fight, come to work and then be like, oh, fuck you, inmate, and go do what you got to do.
But that's why I like you, is because you're the CO that isn't, you obey me, you listen to me, I'm the law. You're the dude who's like, that when you're in that, you're like, bro, I gotta, you gotta calm down. I can't let you do this.
Yeah.
You're the guy that says those words that go, yeah. You can't argue with it. Not obey.
I just tell him, dude, please don't make me do paperwork. You guys know I can barely talk English. I'm ESL as a motherfucker. You guys gonna make me go type a report? Like, don't make me type a report, because I'm gonna be really angry if I have to type a report.
But you're the dude that will say that, and that, I'm telling you, that goes a long ways. Because what that does is it completely divides the people that can think for themselves and just need to be spoken to with a little bit of respect amongst the people that are just the evil ones.
You know what the best compliment I ever got in prison from an inmate was?
What?
I was like, but maybe 3 weeks to 2 months in the job, and there was something going on, and I went and handled it, right? The guy goes, hey, where'd you come from? And I'm like, home? He goes, nah, where'd you come from? I'm like, what institution you come from? Academy. I just, 2 weeks or whatever. Like, cool, bro. Keep handling yourself like that. You'll be fine. Like, all right. Like,
respect is what it was. What did we talk about last time?
Respect. Dude, I've watched that thing so many times, man. I crack up every time.
I kid you not. I literally was sitting here posting the TikTok one, and I was like, yeah, what are you doing? She's like, TikTok. I was like, cool, because then this will be perfect.
Yes.
Check your Facebook.
That's funny.
No, it's respect. It's all it is.
Yeah, that's
and
all it is,
we need it from both sides.
Yeah, it has to be.
If we want this whole
mutual
thing to come to a rest, literally a peaceful meaning, both sides have got to understand respect.
It's got to be mutual.
You can't say we can police ourselves and then get upset at the kid that went and policed.
But how do you understand respect when all you're doing is posting online or playing Call of Duty or
hate? You can't identify that what you're doing is hateful.
We all need human interaction.
Calling all blue lives matter.
Yeah.
Or say sorry. Calling all blue lives evil.
Yeah.
Then you are ignorant as shit because you have zero idea how diverse the blue lives are. I'm serious.
Yeah. I don't see.
There's hardly any whites. I mean, there's a lot of white officers, but they're all mixed. That's why I said last time.
We have
we're
all
mixed at this
different
point.
kinds of nationalities working in.
We're mutts.
With me. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying. This whole racism thing, this racism card for politics, it's gonna die out because we're all becoming mutts.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's just I'm racist against stupid people.
I'm not racist. I say this all the time. I am not racist. I hate everybody equally.
Yeah, so do I. But stupid people, I hate you more.
If you're a stereotype, then that's all you are, is a stereotype. Yeah. You are literally a stereotype.
I just, you know what I mean? Like I said, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. That's your life.
It's not all racist.
That's your God-given right. That's why we're in America. Why we live in America.
Well, I said about the First Amendment.
Yeah.
That's why I'm watching. Oh, shit. Where are my boys? Sorry. They're in the fourth quarter right now.
Oh, basketball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh! Damn it. I missed the fourth quarter.
Oh, it's already over?
112-94. Boston takes game 1 of round 2.
There you go.
Yeah, boys.
Congratulations.
Good job, Boston.
I knew it was on right now.
I think it's this hat. Every time I wear this hat, they're on a roll, bro. They steamrolled first round.
I've watched zero.
I know,
basketball.
but most people have.
Yeah,
The ratings are extremely
horrible.
low.
Horrible.
Extremely low.
I wonder if that's gonna happen in the NFL too.
Yep.
So I got my fantasy football draft next Friday.
I don't need to get it. I really need to get it on a fantasy team. I haven't had a good group of guys in a long time.
This one, dude, we actually have a waiting list. I'll put you on it.
Yeah.
Like literally, the guy that got on last year was the last minute, and we called him. He was like, "Yep, I'm in."
Fuck
Well, we
yeah,
called the
I'm
first one. Called the first one. He was like, "No, I can't." Okay, cool. Click. Call the next one. Literally, in like 20 minutes before the draft started. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in. I'll do it on the phone."
I'll do it. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll do it.
That's how we did it because
I'll pull over.
we got a cool. Bubba runs it. Bubba runs it.
Does he?
Oh, dude, awesome job. Like we have like when it's my team.
Does Bubba listen to this?
Yes, he said he did. He said he liked it.
Bubba, put me on the list.
Yeah,
I might send you a bottle of something if I'm a little higher on that list.
We have like our teams have like songs.
What?
Yeah, so you get to pick 3 songs, and every time your team's up to
As long as I can be Team Ramrod.
we got everything. I'm the California Growlers, and we got all kinds of one last gas.
One guy had he drafted Carlos Hyde in like the first round, and his was you can run but you can't hide.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, very clever.
You watch the show The League?
Oh yeah, come on.
Yeah, I think we talked about
all the time, man. The Sacco Bowl.
The Sacco Bowl,
dude. I had the best idea for the XFL or the AAF. I always said, and it'll never play out, but this would boost football tremendously and give us all year round football. Stop doing separate leagues and allowing the NFL to cherry pick. At the very end, this will keep people from bombing or tanking on purpose. And if the Super Bowl is a bust, this will work too. You have a Super Bowl, then you have the shit bowl, or you have the shit bowl instead of the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl, and you have the shit bowl. The best team in the XFL or AAF that wins at the end of their season plays the worst team in the NFL. Winner of that game, say the XFL team won, they get to swap spots.
Oh.
Now, the worst team in the NFL is kicked to their summer league and saying you got to earn your way back in. You have to earn your respect to be in this NFL.
Ooh.
That would turn some shit.
That'd be a violent
Not
game.
only that, but now all of a sudden, if your team's in the summer league, you got to watch summer.
Yep.
Now, if you're in the AAF and the XFL, you can't get cherry picked and not establish a stable enough team.
Yeah, they're not going to want that because they want the team so they can get a chance to be in the NFL.
And then ratings.
That's almost like gladiator style. That's almost like gladiator.
That's what I'm saying. You can't tank. There's a repercussion from tanking.
I like it.
I like it too. You may get the first round draft pick, but you're gonna get the first round draft pick, and guess where he's going?
Goodell, listen,
he's gonna have to now start in the AAF.
Yep, and make
it's good. It would
and make
change
their wages and make their wages.
Yep.
Yeah, because XFL gets paid like.
And see, that's what I'm saying is now in the XFL, the AAF, if they go into the NFL, their salary cap goes boost.
Yeah.
That's what they get in the benefit portion of it. Dude, that's ultimate. Literally,
you'd almost have a college football in professional football.
Dude, I'm telling you, that would be sick. Because that's what I was saying. Is like I followed the San Diego Fleet when it was like the AAF. I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. I like the rules. I like how fast it is. I like the little adjustments that they made. But nobody's gonna follow a team that can't be established. That's always either being cherry picked, or can't establish a fan base because there's nobody or there's no benefit, real benefit.
Yeah,
give them a chance to get into the league, the real league, the big boys.
That'd be crazy, dude. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't that be wild? That would rattle the cages of football.
And everybody would benefit across. Everybody would benefit across the lines.
Exactly. Everybody would benefit. Every team would.
So The Rock owns XFL now.
I thought it was done.
No, he bought it. He bought the rights to everything. To XFL.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah, dude.
Do you smell?
Yeah.
What we're cooking here? No, think about that in real.
Sick.
I mean, because if your team, so the Niners were last place, the Bengals were last place, I would be biting my nails.
Oh, absolutely.
My palms would be sweating watching the game. So everybody's tuning in. Everybody is tuning in because there might be a shift in Bauer in the NFL. There might be a new team.
You never know. That team could keep. Now you got the underdog story. You got.
Wouldn't that be fucking brilliant?
That's crazy, dude.
I personally think that's brilliant.
I really like that concept, dude.
Owners may not like it because of the repercussions, but I'm telling you, for marketing purposes, for entertainment purposes, it is nothing but pure entertainment.
Let's do it. Let's
Let's start a petition.
Yeah, right. Sign this. Sign this.
Sign this.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's crazy. That's fun.
But football, if it comes back, I don't know what it's gonna be like.
It's gonna be different, man. You're already seeing across all the training camps all the injuries that they're having because there's no contact and the little contact they are doing.
Niners are riddled with them.
Dude, they're.
My buddy was going on.
But you know what? I think Kyle Shanahan likes to play that role. Like he likes to put 10 on a 2.
The Belichick, kind of like, oh, we're hurt.
Yeah,
we're hurt.
I really do. I think he's one of those, and because look at what Belichick's done with that.
I personally believe that there's a candlestick curse on your Niners.
No, absolutely.
2
100%.
Super Bowls in a row, and that they've been to.
Yeah.
When's that happen?
Both lost at the
only
final
after candlestick got
final play too. Both of them lost on the final play, pretty much.
Lights go out.
Yeah, it's
Come on, tell me that wasn't weird. Power outage.
That was
what Super Bowl has a power outage?
Damn Illuminati doing that shit, dude.
That was a candlestick curse, bro.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That was the candlestick curse.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
That was the Niner God saying you don't deserve it until you're back in San Francisco.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Watch the Giants. I mean, look at the Giants, man. That dynasty right there.
Yeah.
Ochi's dynasty.
It's
Hunter Pence.
Yeah. It's going all bad, man. It's going all bad.
We'll see. Anyways, but
all right, man.
the playing field's even.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be
the only OGs are left that are what? Cam Newton semi OG, semi. Roethlisberger.
Yep. Philip Rivers a Colt. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Philip Rivers originally drafted by the Colts, and then Peyton Manning was originally drafted by the Chargers. And they got the trade because
maybe they just made it better. You know what happened? 2020 shifted, and it just
but I can't remember if it was like Peyton Manning. I think it was actually
I don't know.
One of them refused, like said, "Hey, we're not playing for you guys." If
I know,
I do some research on. I know
Elway did that.
Elway did that, but maybe it was right. I don't know. There's something like that.
Elway did that. He held out.
Yeah, he didn't want to go play for the Colts. I think. No, not the Colts. I don't remember. They got
who else is OG? There's nobody else that's really.
Nah, not
Roethlisberger,
really.
Brady,
Drew Brees,
Rivers, Brees.
Yeah,
that's it. Anybody else? Rodgers.
Rodgers
goes back a little bit.
Rodgers goes back a little, and I think he's one of the most disrespected quarterbacks right now. He's awesome. He's amazing to watch.
You know who's the threat? You're gonna hate me for saying it. Always a threat.
Mahomes.
What?
Mahomes? Was that who?
Russell Wilson. Dude's always a threat.
No, he's actually
that team is like.
I got to see him play live. I watched so many
games where the Seahawks are down in the first half.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's over. Yeah. And I don't know what they do.
And that's why I like watching live football, like going to the stadium, because you get to see everything that they're doing up. Like, they're not just getting the play call. They're like arguing with coaches. They're like saying no. And you get to watch, if you watch that aspect of football, the quarterback, the weight that he carries.
Seats.
Yeah, but you can watch it though. You can still see it. You see, whoa, that's crazy, dude. Whoa, like that. They do a lot. Like they basically run that team. That's why they get paid the money they get paid. And I've seen Russell Wilson like sit there and talk to that dumbass coach that he has, Pete Carroll. I hate him, dude. And talk to him and be like, no, that's not what we're doing. And then
you come on, I mean, Carroll's
hate him, and him and his gum chewing mouth, and then throw like his bomb, dude, and just crazy shit, dude. He's good. I respect him. That's why I hate him.
I'm ready to watch Joe Burrow. You know what? It's all I've got. So
I think Joe Burrow could actually turn around.
Ryan Finley's his backup.
I think Joe Burrow could fucking actually do something.
We'll see.
I hope
I
they
never
don't ruin
believe in
him.
first year quarterbacks.
I hope they don't ruin him by throwing him out there and getting the shit beat out of him.
That's all they have to do.
They actually did shore up their offensive line. They got some good talent. Got some good They got great wide receivers, dude.
They should still pick up Antonio Brown.
You don't want a cancer on the team, dude.
If your not if he's ready, not if he's saying, you know what? He said he's sorry.
He said that already like 3 times. Fuck that dude, man.
So give him a 1-year deal.
I give him a 5-game deal.
Terrell Owens was on the Bengals for 1 year. Nobody remembers that because they said 1 year. Okay?
1 year.
Let's see.
He didn't do nothing. Yeah. I don't know. Antonio Brown to me, he just
on paper, Terrell Owens and Ocho Cinco should have tore that shit up.
They should have
on paper.
Yeah, but Terrell Owens had his head stuck up his ass.
He wants to come back. Did you see him race?
Who the hell would he race? One of the new kids. Yeah.
From the Chiefs, the receiver.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Him, Ocho Cinco, and
He's still a specimen. In shape, crazy.
Well, we'll see, man. I'm ready for some football. I'm ready for some hits, man. We need to root for something.
Oh, absolutely. We need some happiness in our lives. Turn on the TVs, all you see is, that's why I haven't watched any like channel 3, 10, 13, 40, any of that crap, dude.
You see that the Niners just are in talks with Kaepernick about bringing him back?
Shut your mouth,
yeah.
dude.
You didn't see that?
No.
They're because of what's his name? Goodell said that they felt wrong by not paying attention to Kaepernick. And
the Niners, they have
for
three.
A backup.
They have three. They have two. You got the both of them.
They're talking about bringing Cap in.
No.
I know, I'm fucking with you.
Oh, like no. Y'all like you're ready like I am not watching football, dude.
Anyways, all right. Well, I'm gonna end this episode with not only that Rocky Balboa clip. I'm gonna play it for everybody, but that Cobra Kai. You're gonna reach that point, like.
Watch the first episode. I got into it, and then you started watching the second episode when I jumped in the shower. Cause I was like, oh man, I gotta get ready.
It follows the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It really does a decent job.
Yeah, no, I'm in. This is what I'm gonna do.
Get ready for 80s, but
I love the 80s. I grew up in the 80s.
Ferris Bueller.
Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite ultimate movies.
I love the 80s. 80s. I wish every kid could experience living in the 80s.
80s was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
Anyways.
But thank you one more time, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Always.
Awesome.
Let's bring your buddy up. Let's do a shout out to... What's this?
Burning Barrel Brewing Company in Rancho Cordova, man.
Sacktown.
Duncan Alexander. Awesome dude.
What's his name?
Duncan Alexander.
All right. Burning Barrel.
Yeah, awesome dude.
That's good beer, man.
He's only like in his mid-20s.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, good for you, man.
Family
this is
owned.
Good beer, and anytime you want your beer aired here, I guess I'll twist my arm and accept it.
Good work over there, man. All right.
All right, buddy.
Bye, Condios.
Thanks again for all you listeners out there. Follow us, like, and subscribe. I'm going to leave you with a few of my favorite movie quotes. Till next time, everyone. Cheers.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You've been harassed at school.
Yeah, mostly online. I get mean texts and emails sent to me. Makes me not want to go.
Who sends you these messages?
Well, they're mostly anonymous. These kids create fake accounts, and they tell me things like I'm ugly and that I should kill myself.
Oh my God. What a bunch of pussies. Back in my day, if you wanted to tease someone, you did it to their face. There was honor, respect. These geeks hiding behind their computers, what a bunch of spineless losers. You're not afraid of these losers, are you?
No.
Are you gonna take shit from these losers?
No.
Good, because when I'm done with you, you're gonna be sending a message back. Only it's not gonna be with your keyboard. It's gonna be with your fists.